Hello everyone, welcome to sqadia.com, and in our fifth section of the lecture topic urinary tract infection, we will talk about some voiding disorders. In this section, we will talk about the retention of the urine, management, and what's acute and chronic urinary retention. Voiding disorder is difficulty in emptying the bladder due to dysfunction of effective detrusal contraction or urethral sphincter mechanism. So the emptying of the bladder usually occurs by the contraction of the detrusor muscle. If that is not effective, if the contraction is not effective, then the bladder is unable to empty the urine completely, and that abnormality in emptying the bladder leads to retention of the urine in the bladder. So that's the retention of the urine and voiding disorder. And also, if the urethral sphincter is not properly functioning, bladder is emptied into the urethra, and then through the urethral sphincter we have internal and external urethral sphincter. If sphincters are not opening properly, there is also retention of the urine in the bladder. Here, if we see in this diagram, this is the normal voiding pressure on the bladder, and then urine is passing out of the urethra. But if there is voiding dysfunction, the bladder is not contracting properly, and then the urine is not going out of the urethra. This is also sphincters are not functioning properly. Retention of the urine. Causes of the retention of the urine can be post-operative, after the surgery, any obstruction due to obstructive condition which are inside the urethra or intrinsic to urethra. Bladder detrusal may fail to contract. Spasm of the external sphincter, and some gynecological causes. So all these are very common factors that can lead to retention of the urine inside the urinary bladder. Post-operative sometimes lead to spasm of the bladder, sometimes lead to spasm of the sphincters. It can cause retention. Any obstruction, any failure of the contraction of the muscle, any spasm of the sphincter, or gynecological causes, like we mentioned before in the previous section, that gynecological causes like any fibroids, any tumors, any cancers that can cause pressure on the bladder or urethra can cause retention of the urine. Then the management of the retention of the urine is the first initial evaluation is important, in which we take the detailed history of the patient, physical examination of the patient, and uroflowmetry, and what are there is residual study of the residual volume of the urine is important. How much urine is left inside the bladder after the normal micturition. So volume of the residual urine volume. And then urinary analysis and ultrasound of the urinary tract. So first, initial evaluation, in which the basic examination, basic testing, and history is performed. Then, if there is urinary retention, if there is any symptoms present, emptying symptoms with high post-voidal retention. PVR is post-voidal retention. If the patient voided and there is urine left in the urinary bladder, that's the post-voidal retention. Or if there is urgency with normal post-voidal retention and acceptable urine flow. So these are initial examination. If there is urinary retention, then what should be done is CIC may be tried. CIC is clean intermittent catheterization. So intermittently catheterization is performed to treat the retention of the urine. And then also their other choice can be tape cut or urethral release if patient cannot be improved after CIC or clean intermittent catheterization. So patient who present with urinary retention, usually CIC is recommended, which is clean intermittent catheterization. Intermittent catheterization is removed to remove the urine from the bladder, because if the bladder is left inside for a long time, or indwelling catheters usually leads to serious urinary tract infection. So it's preferred to perform clean intermittent catheterization. And if not improved, usually urethral release is also tried. If patients have symptoms with high post-voidal retention of the urine, again we start with CIC, which is clean intermittent catheterization. If there is high PVR and if there are bothersome symptoms of the retention. And again, if we do, we can also try urethral release if the PVR is high or if it's troublesome. Then if there is urgency and if there is PVR is acceptable and there is normal urine acceptable flow, then we start with treatment, anti-muscarinic treatment with timely voiding and dietary modification. And if still urgency persists, usually we perform PFS, which is the pressure flow study. PFS is pressure flow studies, and then we perform how much pressure is required for the voiding or for the passing of the urine, or if the detrusor pressure is good enough, or how much pressure is required for the proper passing of the urine. And if there is no obstruction, usually we start the treatment, which is the second line of treatment, in which we use botulinum neurotoxin injection, which can improve the condition. So again, management depends on the initial evaluation. If there is urinary retention, if there are symptoms with post-voidal retention, or if there is urgency with the normal urine outflow. In that case, we start with the medical treatment and dietary management. Medical treatment is anti-muscarinic drugs. And again, if the persistence of the condition, we tried botulinum neurotoxin. Next, acute and chronic retention of the urine. Acute is short-term duration. Chronic is a long-term condition. So in short-term, usually we tried catheterization. If the patient fails to pass urine normally, again after 8 hours, a self-retaining catheter is introduced that do the continuous drainage for 24 to 48 hours. So in acute urinary retention, usually patient is treated by catheter, and they should pass the urine normally after that, but if they do not, then we put the self-retaining catheter for 24 to 48 hours. Acute retention is a very, very, very painful condition. I remember a case in which a patient came in OPD with acute retention of the urine, and she was literally crying and shouting with pain. And once we catheterized the patient, and she was all relieved and happy. So acute retention is a very, very painful condition. In chronic retention, we put the self-retaining catheter. Sooner the better. It's a chronic retention. Usually, catheter should be removed, cleaned, and then reinserted, depending on what's the underlying condition of the patient. So that was all about our lecture, urinary tract infection. And thank you for watching sqadia.com.